All right. Good morning, everybody. Hi, how are you? All right, now how are we going there? Just everyone right for sound? I got one thumbs up. Minister for Transport. Yeah, okay, you good? All right, look, great to be out here at Bray Park with Minister Grace, Nikki Boyd, our hard-working, effective member for Pine Rivers, and the school community here for a really important announcement. There's nothing more important than the safety of our school kids, and keeping up with the needs of transport infrastructure around schools, particularly when we've got so many people moving to Queensland. We've managed the pandemic so well, we're seeing huge levels of migration to our state. And so that's putting pressure on our infrastructure. So I'm really pleased to announce in the budget coming down next week a $40 million commitment to school transport infrastructure across Queensland. This program has been in place for a number of years. We've seen 80 schools improved in conjunction, in partnership with school communities. It means it's tailored for the specific school, so it might mean a school crossing, it might mean a drop-off area, it might mean a combination of those things or traffic lights. It's whatever the school needs and works with us to achieve that outcome. And this $40 million commitment will mean we'll add to the program significantly. We're seeing 18 schools will be completed over the next month or so, which means safer environments for our school kids, for our school staff, and also for parents. And this is what good government should be about. This program is eligible for state and non-state schools, and so school communities, whether it's the P&Cs, P&Fs or the principals, can apply for this program to update the infrastructure around their schools to make sure that the drop-off and the movement around the schools is as safe as it can possibly be. So I just want to put the call out there to school communities. If you've got a need to update your infrastructure, this school transport infrastructure program under the Palaszczuk State Labor Government is the way to go. And this is great news for school communities right across Queensland. We've got more than 1,300 schools will see schools benefit from this. I have Minister Grace with me, who would like to make an announcement about school crossing supervisors.
Yeah,
Minister
thank
Grace.
you, Minister. And thank you, Minister Bailey. That's great news, $40 million investment. I was recently up at Toowoomba at Glenvale, where I saw the fruits of the investment that we make, and the drop-off zone, the car parking, the safe turn for students was absolutely excellent, much needed in that community, and it makes it much safer for our children. But equally, crossing the road every day, we need to make that safer as well, and it's great that the budget will also include $3.15 million for 83 additional crossing supervisors. And we have Mavis across the road here at Bray Park State School, and it's great to be here at Bray Park. And we have Shannon, we have Lorelei, and we have Heath, and we have Deputy Principal Leanne Lemming, and they take advantage of Mavis helping them across the road every day when they need to cross the road to come to school. Bray Park is a fantastic state school here in the electorate of Nikki Boyd, and it's great to have local member Nikki Boyd here, who was at the under-8 celebration recently, and that the school had, and it's wonderful to see that we'll be able to employ, with the new schools that we're opening, with existing schools who may need additional crossing supervisors right across Queensland, a further investment of $3.15 million. I know that the students welcome seeing Mavis every day. Does Mavis do a good job? Yes, she does an excellent job here at Bray Park, and Mavis is a credit to the crossing supervisors that we employ right around Queensland. So this is great news to have additional supervisors helping children cross the road, keeping them safe, as well as using the transport's school safety infrastructure funds to make sure that around the schools they are safe for children as well. A great investment. This is what we do, and it's great to be here at Bray Park with the Minister and of course local member Nikki Boyd, but more importantly representatives of the school, all in year 6 and enjoying term 2. Thank you very much. Nikki, yes, Nikki, yes.
Sure, absolutely. This is a wonderful announcement today for all of Queensland, but can I particularly welcome Minister Grace and Minister Bailey here to the wonderful Bray Park State School that has a history of investing in staff and have a number of long-term staff members here. One of those valued staff members is in fact Mavis, who is the crossing supervisor, who helps the students get in and out of school safely each and every day. It's a terrific school community here, and can I acknowledge Mrs. Lemming and all of the wonderful school representatives that join us as well. This is a really exciting announcement, not only for our community, but for communities right across the state today, where we invest in school crossing supervisors and school infrastructure to make sure that our children can get to school safely. I know as a local member, I'm working hard with the school community at Strathpine State School to plan out and invest and map out and design some investments in actually ensuring that we can get some safer access there. So from a local member perspective, I know how important this is because the school community, whether it's the neighbours who live around the school or the educators or the parents, tell me that it's really essential, whether our children are being dropped off, whether they're catching a bus, whether they're walking or riding to school, that they get there safely. So it's a terrific commitment in ensuring that children can get to school safely. Thank you, Ministers.
Thank you. And I think Deputy Principal Leanne Lemming would like to say a couple of words about the value of the crossing supervisor Mavis here at this school. Thank you, Deputy Principal.
Good morning, everyone. Yes, absolutely. It's very important to us. The safety of our students is actually part of our school motto, and we can't achieve that without people like Mavis working every day to ensure our students' safety so that we can keep them safe and learning. So thank you to Mavis and thank you to everyone today for the investment that they're putting into our crossing supervisors and school safety. Thank you.
Thank you. Any questions?
Yeah, any questions?
What kind of infrastructure are we looking at in regards to that $40 million?
Yeah, well, each particular program is particular to the school. So whatever their needs are, they design in conjunction with their students and their staff the improvements they want to see. So sometimes it might be a dedicated drop-off area. It might mean traffic lights on that intersection that's just under so much pressure now to just bring the speeds down. It might be a combination of those, all sorts of different things. So it's a tailored school transport infrastructure program depending on the school and depending on their needs.
Is there a limit to how much schools can apply for in terms of funding?
Yeah, look, there's a cap of $500,000, but the program can also be added to with local government funding. So if they've got local government backing them in, that can be added. It can be more than $500,000 with that kind of an arrangement.
And how soon will we see that become available?
Well, it becomes available from the budget onwards, and what we see with this program is we've got 18 projects that are coming online over the next month or so. So we've done 8, that'll bring us to nearly 100, and so we've been doing a lot of schools across the state. We see just how valuable this program is for the safety of our school kids and our staff and parents, and we want to see a lot more of it. And we just know with so much population growth coming to Queensland, so much confidence in our state, we've got to make sure our school infrastructure keeps up with the growing number of students in our schools.
Is something like speed cameras in school zones something that you consider as a part of this?
Yeah, look, we are absolutely considering speed cameras in schools, and as we work through that, I expect that we will have some announcements in future. We want to make sure that the school zones are enforced, and we are now seeing with technology, we're seeing new possibilities with that. So I don't think anybody has got a legitimate reason for speeding through a school zone. And so if you do the right thing, if you drop your speed, have respect for others, you've got nothing to worry about.
And just with the crossing supervisors, how many are employed at the moment and how many will the 3.1 find?
Yeah, look, most schools have crossing supervisors that require them in the busy areas, and that would be in the hundreds. And we've got money now for another 83 in the budget with the 3.15 million over 3 years. So we'll be adding, and we'll also be often increasing. I know that schools in my electorate, for example, recently increased to the afternoon. They're starting to get very busy around the inner city, and so we increase hours. We have them on mornings and sometimes afternoons as well. Every school is unique, and every school utilises these wonderful people that do crossing supervision every single day, helping kids cross roads safely to schools, and they do an absolutely amazing job, and they're paid for their services, which is even better.
Just on teachers, a teacher shortage across Brisbane and the Gold Coast or across Queensland at the moment. What are the issues that you are seeing? What's the situation with that?
Yeah, well, look, the shortage is not confined to Queensland either. It's confined to everywhere in Australia, everywhere, and I think every industry. Recently, we've come from Stanthorpe, and I'm on the forum for the Darling Downs southern west area, and incredibly, I don't think there's an industry at the moment that isn't suffering from job shortages. We've got a very good pool of relief teachers that we can call upon. These are unusual times, and I know I met with Jason Clare, the Federal Minister for Education, yesterday morning. We visited Fortitude Valley State Secondary College, and we spoke about teacher shortages, what we can do in the future, and the very first meeting I've asked that it be on the agenda, and we're meeting in mid-July. Hopefully we can lock in a date soon to discuss what are the ways that we can. But Queensland is a jobs generating machine. The latest figures show that 75% of all jobs generated in Australia came from Queensland. That is an incredible outcome for this state. Our economic capacity is certainly at its best. We have the highest participation of women in the workforce. We are doing incredible work in the jobs field, but I don't think there's one industry that isn't calling out for additional staff, and we're putting as many resources and strategies in place as we can to ensure that we have the teachers of the future. And every time I speak to some young students, we talk about the benefits and the wonderful career of teaching.
Is the pool of relief teachers enough? Is it big enough in Queensland to deal with the situation?
Well, we've got 6,000 that we draw from, which is a fairly significant pool, and at the moment it is meeting demand. We are seeing, the top part of the COVID and flu impact on staffing come down, because the mantra has been very solid lately that if you're sick, please stay home, and we don't want to obviously spread COVID, and we don't obviously want to spread the flu. We have free vaccination so we can keep our staff and our children and communities healthy. That ends at the end of June, so please, anyone who hasn't been flu vaccinated, I caught it and I got over it very, very quickly because of the vaccination. So it does work. It was incredible how quickly I was able to overcome the flu, and I put it down to me receiving the vaccination. So we've been working very hard just to make sure that we meet the needs of the students, and I'm glad to say that Term 2 has been a lot more settled than Term 1, and in a couple of weeks these wonderful students and staff will be on holidays again for the June holidays. Thank you.
Lovely.
Thank you. I might cross the road and say hello.